Ever wondered if the tiny ants that you see every day possess intelligence? Well, buckle up, because we're about to dive into the fascinating world of ant intellect. Intelligence, in its simplest form, refers to the ability to learn, understand, and apply knowledge. It's the capacity to reason, solve problems, think abstractly, and comprehend complex ideas. Now, when we think of intelligent beings, ants probably don't top the list. But these little insects, despite their size, are truly a marvel of nature's design. You see, ants might have minuscule brains, but they're not short on smarts. Their behaviors suggest a level of intelligence that's quite remarkable. Ants, like humans, live in complex societies, communicate with each other, solve intricate problems, and even go to war. Yes, you heard that right, war. They strategize, they adapt, and they survive. But how do they do it all with brains that are barely the size of a pinhead? Well, it all comes down to the power of the collective. Each ant in a colony has a specific role to play, from the queen who lays all the eggs to the workers who gather food, maintain the nest, and protect the colony. Each ant contributes to the success of the group as a whole. Their collective intelligence is a testament to their survival and success as a species. Moreover, ants are great problem solvers. They can navigate mazes, find the shortest routes to food sources, and even rescue their trapped comrades. They demonstrate amazing learning capabilities and can remember their paths and locations of resources. All these behaviors, as simple as they may seem, require a certain level of intelligence and cognitive processing. So, the next time you see an ant scurrying across your kitchen counter, don't be too quick to dismiss it as a simple creature. It's a tiny marvel of intelligence, a testament to the intricate and beautiful design of nature. If you think ants are simple creatures, prepare to be amazed. Did you know ants are proficient problem solvers? Yes, you heard that right. These tiny creatures are masters of problem solving. For instance, they have a knack for finding the shortest path to food. How do they do this, you ask? Well, they leave a chemical trail, known as a pheromone trail, that other ants follow. It's a bit like leaving breadcrumbs to find your way back home. But what's even more fascinating is that ants can adapt their routes based on new information. If an ant stumbles upon a shorter path, it adjusts the pheromone trail accordingly, guiding its fellow ants along the new, more efficient route. This shows that ants are not only problem solvers, but they're also quick learners. So the next time you see an ant scurrying around, remember that it's not just mindlessly wandering. It's actually navigating its world with precision. Ants may not have GPS, but they sure know how to navigate their world. Ants as students, ever thought of that? It's a fascinating concept, isn't it? Ants, those tiny creatures we often overlook, are capable of learning from their experiences. They don't just operate on instinct alone, but adapt based on what they've encountered before. This learning capability allows them to navigate complex environments and find food resources more efficiently. But here's the real kicker: ants can teach other ants. They use a process called tandem running, where an experienced ant leads a naive ant to a new food source. The leader slows down or speeds up based on the follower's pace, ensuring they're able to keep up and learn the route. This isn't just a simple follow-the-leader game, it's a sophisticated teaching method. Yes, you heard it right. Ants are not only learners but teachers as well. They exhibit a level of intelligence and social learning that's truly remarkable, transforming our understanding of what these tiny creatures are capable of. Communication is a key part of intelligence, isn't it? Guess what? Ants are masters at it. When it comes to the complex world of ant interaction, it's all about chemistry. Yes, quite literally. Ants don't use words or sounds to chat with each other. Instead, they use a chemical language. This language, made up of pheromones, is incredibly diverse and allows ants to convey detailed messages. For instance, when a worker ant finds a food source, it leaves a chemical trail on its way back to the colony. This trail serves as a roadmap for other ants to follow. If danger lurks near, ants send out alarm signals through specific pheromones that tell their fellow ants to retreat or prepare to fight. This chemical communication allows ants to coordinate their activities effectively, be it finding food, defending the colony, or building intricate structures. Ants might not talk, but they communicate in ways more sophisticated than we can imagine. Scene script. Ever wondered how ants maintain order in their colonies? Well, just like in human societies, ants live in a structured society with each ant playing a specific role. Ant colonies are a prime example of a social structure where teamwork is key. The queen, the most vital member of the colony, is responsible for laying eggs to ensure the colony's survival. Then there are the worker ants, the backbone of the colony. These diligent creatures carry out a range of tasks from foraging for food, caring for the young, to maintaining and expanding the nest. Soldier ants, larger and stronger, are the defenders of the colony. They protect the colony from threats and sometimes participate in foraging. Even more fascinating is how ants, without a central command, manage to perform their roles seamlessly, communicating through chemical signals known as pheromones. In an ant colony, every ant has a role to play, and they play it well. Do ants remember? You'd be surprised. Contrary to popular belief, ants don't just follow the crowd. They have a remarkable ability to remember. They have to. Their survival depends on it. Let's talk about their navigation skills. Ants can remember their routes from the nest to their food sources and back. They do this by creating mental maps and using landmarks to navigate. Imagine being less than an inch tall and having to remember a path that's over 100 times your body length. And it doesn't stop there. Ants also remember the locations of food sources. When an ant finds a food source, it will return to the nest, leading its companions back to the food. Even after a single visit, ants can remember the precise location and quickest route to these food sources. So next time you see an ant scurrying around, remember this. Ants might have small brains, but their memory is impressive. Ants make decisions too, and they do it democratically. It's a fascinating concept when you ponder it. Unlike the hierarchical decision-making processes we see in many human societies, ants operate on a system of collective intelligence. Let's imagine a scenario. A group of ants needs to decide on a new nesting site. How do they make a collective decision? Well, scout ants will venture out, find potential sites, and then return to the colony. They'll communicate their findings through a series of movements and chemical signals. The more an ant votes for a site by visiting it and laying down scent trails, the more likely other ants are to visit and vote for that site too. This process continues until a critical mass is reached and the entire colony moves to the new site. Remarkably, this democratic decision-making process often leads to the selection of the most optimal site for the colony. So, there you have it. In the world of ants, majority rules. Survival of the fittest, ants live by this rule. Their adaptability is nothing short of awe-inspiring. When faced with changes in their environment, ants don't just cope, they thrive. These tiny creatures, each no larger than a grain of rice, have the uncanny ability to adjust their behavior and ways of life to overcome obstacles and seize opportunities. Take the leafcutter ants, for instance. They've adapted to cultivate their own food, farming a special type of fungus on the leaves they harvest. In harsh desert conditions, certain ant species have even developed the ability to adjust their body heat by changing their color. When faced with floods, fire ants band together, forming a living raft to float on the water surface, ensuring the survival of their colony. Adaptability is their forte, their secret weapon in the relentless struggle for survival. They change, they evolve, they adapt. Ants are survivors adapting to whatever life throws at them. Ever admired the architectural prowess of ants? Well, it's hard not to be impressed. Ants are renowned for their construction abilities, creating intricate multi-level colonies that house millions of individuals. And what's even more astounding? They do it without a central plan. Imagine erecting a skyscraper without blueprints, with each worker operating independently, yet everything falls perfectly into place. That's what ants do every day. They use their bodies as measuring tools, and rely on simple rules and chemical signals to coordinate their efforts. Each ant contributes to the construction based on its own local knowledge and the cues it receives from its fellow workers. These complex, organized structures are not just homes, they're ventilation systems, nurseries, food storage areas, and defensive fortresses all rolled into one. By working together, ants create something that far exceeds the capabilities of any single individual. Their construction process is a testament to their collective intelligence and adaptability. Ants are not just workers, they are architects too. So, how smart are ants really? Well, we've seen that ants are fascinatingly intelligent, far beyond what their size might suggest. They're master problem solvers, able to navigate complex mazes and overcome obstacles with surprising adaptability. Their learning capabilities are impressive, continually adapting their behavior based on experience. Ants also have a unique way of communicating, using pheromones to share vital information with their peers. This communication aids in their intricate social structure, allowing them to function as a harmonious colony. Their memory is remarkable, remembering paths and locations of resources. When it comes to decision-making, ants show collective intelligence, making decisions as a group that benefit the entire colony. And let's not forget their construction abilities, building complex anthills and nests with precision. Ants thrive in diverse environments worldwide, showcasing their adaptability and resilience. Their intelligence is a key factor in this success. Ants might be small, but their intelligence is mighty.